Our testimony consists of the discovery of truth in His Word and the excitement of illumination by the Holy Spirit. As much as that's true, what's also true is that we are experiencing the overwhelming grace, compassion, and mercy of the Most High. Hey, this is Barry Phillips with 10-Minute Torah, Day 5 of Ha'azinu, Give Ear. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 32 and go to verse 21 that says, They made me jealous by what is not ale. They provoked me with their worthless matters, but I make them jealous. By those who are no people, I provoke them with a foolish nation. Moshe is in the last words to Israel, and he is describing Yah's heart and focus toward this people, that before they go into the land, he's already acknowledging you're going to mess up. Not necessarily encouraging words to hear, perhaps, on your prophet's last day. But nevertheless, this is Yah's firm but strategic word then. And contained in this verse is an understanding of the future failure, but yet the future reclamation and restoration of a wayward people. It's not commonly taught in the American pulpit. You're not going to find this in Sunday school classes in most areas. A lot of congregations have perhaps taught it to some depth in the past, but this is something that's being shied away from because it has become connected, unfortunately, to individuals or groups that have become divisive and isolationist and competitive and all of the negative stuff. But the truth of the word is this. Yah has foretold how that Israel would go into the land and that they would drive out the inhabitants of the land, at least to some successful degree. They didn't do a complete job. They're going to inhabit the land. They're going to dwell in the land. They're going to become rich and prosperous, and then they're going to fail. When we look in the book of the Shoftim, the Judges, the story is repeated over and over again, how that Israel would fall into sin, they would come under the oppression of some nation around them. They would cry out for a deliverer. Yah would raise up a judge who would lead a revolt. They would throw off the oppression. They would celebrate, live wonderfully, and obey Yah for a season, only to repeat the process again. One of the key phrases that is used in that book is everyone did what was right in their own eyes. When you had the advent of kings replacing judges and prophets, Shaul, their first king, worked well for a short season, but walked in dismal failure for most of his reign. David, though he was the epitome of success and conquering and strengthening and building Israel, he had his moments of extreme failure. Solomon raised the nation up to incredible heights of splendor and wealth and prominence, being the lone superpower in the earth at that time. But his extravagance led him into depravity, the repeated cycle one more time. Then what follows is very significant, where we have Rehoboam, the son of Solomon, or Shlomo, unwisely seeking to further oppress the people, increase their tax burden, increase their labor requirements, and the nation split, 10 tribes going to the north, the remaining 2 tribes and the priesthood of Levi to the south, where we now have a divided nation, the house of Israel to the north, also known as the house of Joseph or Ephraim, and then the southern kingdom, the house of Yehudah, under the reign of the Davidic line. It's interesting that the northern kingdom never had a righteous king. Not one. And they quickly, under their first king, Jeroboam, established a calf altar in the south at Beth Aven, and then another one in the north at Dan. And they mixed the worship of Yah with the worship of idols, and Yah was heavily displeased and judged them in 722, Assyria coming in, taking them out, displacing them completely, and those tribes have never been back to the land in whole. According to what the prophet said, they have been scattered the world over and absorbed in and among the Gentile people, those who are not Torah, those who are not Hebrew, those who are of the nations. And this is Yah's plan. Yeshua said in Matthew 15, I did not come but for those lost people. He came to redeem those lost people. That's his mission and purpose. The redeemed people that he reclaimed then have been for the last 2,000 plus years trying to find their way back to their identity and their understanding, whether we have a bloodline claim to have a genetic code claim to lay hold of, or whether we are adopted in by Yeshua. We are the reforming, not reformed. No, we're not there yet. But we are the reforming house of Israel that is being reclaimed. And there is a strategic purpose for Yah doing all of this. It's taken thousands of years for this whole scenario to unfold and to become a reality. And you and I are living in this prophetic fulfillment of this plan of the Most High. Last week, many of you answered my request to just, tell me, where are you watching from? From a large variety of the states in America to foreign countries, you responded. And again, one more time, thank you for doing so. I really appreciate that. But the goal in that was not for just me to figure out where is my audience located. That was insightful and encouraging. But the goal was for those in South Africa to realize you're connected to those in Malaysia, who are connected to those in the UK, who are connected to those in Oklahoma or in Florida or in Alabama or Australia. And that with this network, Yah is speaking to a variety of people and a large variety of places and cultures and languages. And I'm hearing from other nations, African nations that are seeking to grow and wanting to learn and wanting to understand. So Hoshea chapter 1, he says that Yah instructed him to name 3 children. Yisrael, I'm going to scatter the house of Israel. Lo ruhamah, for I no longer have compassion on the house of Israel. And Lo Ami, his last son, for you're not my people, and I am not for you. Yet it says in verse 11, the children of Yehudah and the children of Israel shall be gathered together and appoint for themselves one head, and shall come up out of the earth, for great is the day of Israel, that is, those who have been scattered. And he says here that he is going to provoke his people with those who are not a people. Lo Ami. Same thing that Hoshea is talking about. And Rav Shaul, the Apostle Paul, speaks of this in Romans chapter number 9. As he says in verse 25, he says in Hoshea 2, I shall call them my people who are not my people, and her beloved who was not beloved. And it shall be in the place where I said to them, you are not my people, there they shall be called the sons of the living Elohim. So Yah has this plan, it's an incredible plan, and you are a part of it. Be excited, be encouraged. As much as negative there is in this world, you're part of something incredible and something vitally important. Shabbat shalom to you and all with you. Enjoy the presence of the King, and we look forward to seeing you again next week. Until then, Shabbat Shalom.